Unless specifically indicated otherwise, the content expressed are my views only and not necessarily those of Life Pro Asset Management, LLC. The content presented is in no way an investment advice, solicitation, or an offer to sell securities or investment advisory services. The material is provided for general information and educational purposes based upon publicly available information from sources believed to be reliable. I cannot assure the accuracy or completeness of these materials. As such, the information in these materials may change at any time without notice. Reference to these discussions about IULs and annuities or fixed insurance products. Investments on fixed insurance products are different from investments in the stock market. Any guarantees provided by a fixed insurance product cannot be assumed to be guaranteed for any other investment.
Welcome to the Rock My Finances show on K4HD Radio and Talk4 TV, where we put the fun in finance. Join Powerhouse Jennifer Jose, CDFA, CMC, and Private Wealth Advisor, as she collaborates with you to create clarity, control, and confidence with your money, your way. It's not about the zeros, so what is it all about? Let's find out. Now here's your host and weekly friend, Jennifer Jose.
Platforms. Hey y'all, we're here. I'm so glad you're joining us today. Welcome to Rock My Finances, and I am so excited. We are at B. David Levine's showroom in Los Angeles, and I have the pleasure of introducing to you Miss Anahita Advil.
Adivi.
Adivi. A-D-I-V-I. We just said it.
Yeah.
You think I'd remember. I said it perfect. Adivi. Right. Oh my God. So beautiful, right?
Yeah.
So I met Miss Anahita a couple weeks ago at a Beverly Hills Chamber event. We, of course, hit it off. You all know me. We love to build relationships. She's amazing. And then I came to her networking group here at the showroom. And I said, hey, you want to be my first on-site podcast? She's like, sure, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So tell me, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I want to do two things first. My first question that I ask to everyone is, and then I'm going to let you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about you. But what did you spend money on over the last week that brought you joy?
Oh, that's a good one. I bought a new coat. I wanted a new coat, and I bought a good one because it's the end of the season. There was a sale, so I bought a designer coat for half price, and I love it.
We love it.
Cashmere and wool.
Oh, mix. That's good. What color is it?
Black. Just very simple with, button down in the front. And it's, I grew up in Canada, so I visit Canada. It'll be nice next time I go up there. I'll be in fashion.
So that is going to last forever, right? Like one of those styles that last so long.
It does. The last coat I bought over 10 years ago. And it still looks amazing. It's a tan color. And I don't regret buying that one. Was pricey a little bit too. But it's been 10 years.
You've had it forever.
Yeah. I need to upgrade.
I absolutely love that. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Okay, now I'm going to let Anahita introduce yourself a little bit.
Okay.
You can start from the beginning, or you can start here and work backwards. What excites
beginning
you?
is
Let's
fine.
go, girl.
Yeah.
Where'd you come from?
I came from so many different places. Okay, so I was born in Iran.
Okay.
Yeah, right before the revolution, and then when I was a toddler, the revolution in Iran happened, 1979. And then it was really scary. I lived in Ahwaz, which is near the Gulf, where we were bombed almost every other day.
How old were you?
I was 5.
Oh, and you remember this?
Yes. I was very young. I was shot at point blank with the helicopters flying low, just having fun. And that's a big story. And I'll tell you more about that another podcast.
Yeah, that'll be a whole nother podcast.
Yes, that'll be a whole nother podcast.
Past traumas.
Exactly. That one made me believe in God, because as I was walking with my uncle, the helicopters started flying low in just residential neighborhood, and the Iraqi, fighter helicopter started shooting at us. And my uncle picked me up, threw me against the wall, and fell on top of me. So in case there was any bullets, he would take the bullet for me.
Okay, that's pretty amazing, Uncle.
Yeah. And then, but I was curious. He's like, don't look. And I was curious. I looked, I remember under his arm, and I saw the bullets going through. And I was like, I have a purpose. That's the moment I realized that there was a God and there was a purpose. I think a lot of people may have gone the other way and think, oh, why me? But I always felt a very deep connection with spirituality. And my parents weren't religious, so I was on my own. My parents believed in God, but they didn't go to church or mosque or anything. So I've had a really interesting journey trying to figure it out. And I we moved to the United States 1986, and I started going to middle school here, and then we
Where,
went
where
to
LA?
no, Dallas, Texas.
Dallas,
Denton,
Texas.
Denton, small town.
Denton. Okay.
Yeah, and it didn't work out for us. We were there for a year, and then a year later we moved to Canada. So I grew up in Canada, in Toronto, and I went to high school, middle school, college. So I'm a perpetual student. I go to school forever. I have few degrees. I have
Lifelong learner, few
Yeah.
degrees. All right. Name your
Yeah.
degrees real quick. Let's get that expertise.
So
in
I
here.
have a fine arts degree as well as a psychology degree, and
I'm psychology as well.
yay. I wanted to become a PhD in psychology. I pursued that, and then a year after doing that, I loved it and I enjoyed it. I realized I rather be out there. I just stopped schooling. I said I'm done
I'm
with
out.
school,
Yeah.
and I moved to LA. And then I got married. I stayed here. I have a daughter. She's 17. She's amazing. And unfortunately, I'm no longer married. But
Unfortunately or fortunately?
maybe both.
Okay. Just saying.
Well, fortunate for the baby.
There you go.
The daughter that I have, I'm really proud of her. And so now I'm living my best life. I'm having such an amazing time. I went to school again here. Every state I lived in, I went to school. I have a master's in screenwriting from Pepperdine University.
Oh, damn.
And then now I work at B. David Levine. I do the marketing and outside sales. And I'm so happy. I love this field. I love the design field. It's connected me to a lot of, it's so interesting. It's connected me to people like yourself,
Mhm.
spiritual and finance. So
Mhm.
both, and design and art and psychology. So I get to, now I know why I studied all that. Now
can do all.
I can use all of it. So I'm really excited about that.
I love that. How long have you been here with David?
6 months, I believe.
Okay. And you're
Yeah.
still loving it?
Yes.
Awesome.
Very much.
That's great. And so you and your daughter live here?
We are in the Topanga area.
Okay. Yeah, I hear that's beautiful.
It's very pretty, especially now with the rain.
That's
yeah.
awesome. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it. So now let's go back to growing up in Iran.
Mhm.
You were 5. That's pretty young, but this is a money show, right?
Yeah.
Rock My Finances. So what was the belief around money in your household? Like, would we even call it money or wealth? Like,
My family didn't like to talk about money. They thought it was embarrassing or rude to talk about money. But it's funny because they were business people. They had to talk about money themselves all the time. Whenever there was a family gathering, they always talk about business, buying this land, buying that property. But if I or the kids were talking about money, it was rude. It was like
Disrespectful?
greedy or being
I like
greedy
that,
or
yeah.
being I don't know.
Materialistic.
Materialistic.
Yep.
Yeah, they wanted to be humble, but it's like, but we have,
we have
family
to learn.
family of 3. My aunts and uncles actually lived with us when my grandfather died, so it was a huge family, and my dad had to provide for everybody. We had a old school family when we lived in Iran. My mom kind of took care of the home. My dad brought in the bacon, as they say. And so, but when we moved to the United States, my mom went to work for the first time in her life. She learned English. She went to work, and she actually started making more money than my dad.
How did that go over?
He loved it.
Oh, good.
He's very supportive. I'm so proud of my parents. I'm so lucky. I love my family. I've learned so much from them. The only issue would be the issue around money. I feel like they were taught that it's something they learned, that money was evil, or the rich people were evil, or, and I think
We hear that a lot.
Yeah. And when you do that, you cap yourself.
Yep.
You create a ceiling. And I think my family did that. They ended up making a bunch of really amazing investments. They bought land in Texas when nobody was buying land in Texas, and I learned from them. That's why I have a real estate license as well. I practice commercial realty.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah. And, and I love land, and I come from a nomadic family background. So I loved always like camping, being in nature, being outdoors, and natural surroundings. And how can you create that? It's to buy land and keep it, pristine. So that's one of my ambitions.
I love it. Are you single now?
I am.
Okay. And you have your daughter, and
Yeah.
Let me ask you, what is one of the wonderful traits that you still have today from growing up with your parents?
Self-respect.
Nice.
Yeah, and so many from them. They're so amazing. My parents taught me self-reliance. So I have a cool story for you.
Okay, go. I
All
love
right.
stories.
So when I was a little, I'm the oldest in my family. I have two younger brothers. We're all 4 years apart, four, and then, and then I was the first.
Okay.
And so my dad, I was his buddy. He would always take me around town, and he loved building. That wasn't his job. He was an electrical engineer, but he would buy property like land, and then he'd build it. He loved building homes, and then he would. When I was around, when I was a kid, he built like 2 or 3 homes, and then he would help other people for free. It wasn't like
He just loved it.
He just enjoyed it. That was his pastime. So he would take me to these properties when I was a little girl and show me how he was doing. These guys were doing tilings. Now they're doing foundation, and he's explaining. And I'm like, oh, why do I need to know this? Right. But I loved it because I loved him and I loved being around him. Later on in Texas, my parents got into the car, the gas station, oil change type places. So my dad taught me a lot about cars. He would take the car apart and show me where everything was. I know how to change a tire. And then I gave up at oil change because I was like, why do I need to learn how to
Did
change?
he show your brothers as well?
He expected them to know, and they did. They knew.
But
But
he
he would.
would. But he would like literally made sure you
made
were.
sure I knew. And
Okay,
then,
that's very cool.
and then I thought that, I don't know. I think I had a negative idea. My idea was like, he's torturing me with all this information, right?
Mhm.
And I thought he didn't love me because he was just like wanting to talk, And now I realize, oh my God, my dad taught me to be self-sufficient.
Yeah.
When no other women in my country, in Iran, were self-sufficient.
Yeah. And you
And
weren't
I
even supposed
thought
to teach them that.
I was like, this is amazing. I'm so freaking lucky to have had that experience. I actually wrote a talk about this, and when I memorized it, when I read it out loud, I have a Medium account.
Mhm.
The story is on my Medium account, and when I read it, everybody in the audience, including men, they're crying.
Oh,
When I
that's
talk about my
so
dad and how
beautiful.
he was there for me, and he gave me my own tool set.
I love it.
Right.
I love that you're sharing that. My dad passed at 94 like 3 years ago, and I grew up in an entrepreneur home as well. They owned a business. They were broke until I was probably maybe 10, and so I lived in that business all the
Mhm.
time as well. And he wanted a boy. He used to call me Jeff all the time,
Right.
but he did share business with me.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful that he did that.
Right.
And I appreciate that. So I can appreciate your relationship with your dad.
Thank you. I always thought my dad wanted this is where I was wrong, that he felt like his first child should have been male. But after that, I realized, no, he loved that I was female. He loved that he just loved me because I was his kid. Didn't matter.
Yeah.
If I was male or
That's
female.
so funny that
Yeah.
our dads are similar, because
That's so cool.
I felt like he wanted a boy too, because he just didn't know what to do with a girl.
Right.
And then his favorite
he
daughter
just-
all the time was great. Yeah.
So he
That's
just
great.
wanted to teach his child what he knew. That was
Exactly.
it. And
Yeah.
it didn't matter if it was, what you look like, or,
Yeah. Or what your gender is.
what your gender was. Yeah. Yeah.
So here's not probably an easiest question.
Mhm.
What would you like them to have done differently?
Okay.
We love our parents. We're not putting anybody down, but anyone
Um,
out there raising kids right now, this is something that we can help.
More freedom and more trust. I feel like they micromanage
At like what age?
every age, even now. They
Mm.
micromanage everything I do. It's like, trust that I made the right decisions. Like, oh, what if you had done it this way? Or what if you had, I just bought a new car. I love having a new car. Not just, that was like a year and a half ago or so.
That's
when I
just
did,
for a car. Yeah.
yeah. When I did, I just trusted that the money will come, and it did. It wasn't that much more than what I was paying. I just made a really good decision. The other car was, getting issues, even though it was kind of new-ish. And so I thought it was time. If I'm going to spend all that money, I'd rather do a new car. Anyway, so I wish they had said congratulations.
Support you on that.
Support me.
And being
And
happy.
it was like, oh, why would you do that? You should buy a used car. Like,
And how does that make you feel?
it makes me feel like they don't trust my decisions, and I feel like I'm not a child anymore. I don't need to check in if I'm going to buy a car.
And then how does that make you feel that you feel like, I'm not saying that they do,
Yeah.
but you feel like they don't trust your decisions?
It makes me feel small. I think it makes me feel like I'm still a teenager. I think at the end of the day, I decided not to internalize those feelings. Yeah, because even for myself, because I have a child, I think as parents, we always want the best for our children. And it comes from a beautiful place. It comes from a place of them wanting
trying to help.
Yeah, exactly. They're trying to help. And this is the best way they can. They didn't went to psychology. They didn't go to psychology school. They don't
And they're
have
worried.
those. Yeah, they're worried. I live in LA. They live in Canada.
Yeah.
It's two different countries, far apart. So their little girl, for them, my mom said, even if when you're 80, you'll be my little
Absolutely,
girl.
100%.
So
like our daughters will, and my son as well, right? So this is so good. Thank you for getting juicy with me. I love getting juicy. So with that experience, because they're still doing it, do you feel that having a voice and maybe saying something to them would make you feel better? Like, how do you answer that question? I wish you would have done that. Because with my money coaching, I'm really helping women have a voice, especially this year. Not just have a voice, but actually share the things that we've never wanted to share before. Have a voice lovingly. We don't blow them off the planet.
Right.
Like we lovingly share. That hurts my heart when you second guess my decisions. Mm-hmm. I'd really love for you to support my decisions.
Mm-hmm. That's a lovely way of putting it.
That's why I get paid the big bucks, woman.
Good for
I
you.
help relationships.
Good. I'm glad. You deserve it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So I'm just wondering, because I work with a lot of clients right now that they have a lot of family dynamics with wealth. So they're heirs and they have family businesses, and that brings a whole nother conduit in culturally, right? There's so many entanglements with family. And we forget that we actually are grown adults and we actually could have a voice, a loving voice, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like the past 5 or 6 years, I had a situation happen, health issue, and they were really there for me and helped me. I became a lot more honest with how I felt. And,
Good.
I have been sharing my feelings about decisions like that. And I did say that. I said, I wish you would have said congratulations.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful car, and I hope you enjoy it. I said, I would love to have heard that instead of, where are you going to get the money? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
All the negative things that crosses your
Or
mind.
as parents, right?
Yeah.
We do that. We can always second guess. I'm still, and I'm really trying to step back from not doing that. It's hard because I do it to my kids. We learned it, and we learned it, and it's hard. Yeah. I love that. Okay, good. So we're learning how to be better parents, better children to our parents.
Mm-hmm.
And let's talk about, like you said, growing up as a nomad, and entrepreneurialism. Like really, you kind of are here with this, right? Like you're helping build a business, and you have an array of so many different facets that you actually can do in life. Yeah. Which is, I love that you're pulling them all together here as well. And I actually am going to show the showroom in a moment as well. And tell me, how does it feel to be able to control your life, pick and choose where you want to work, live? How does that feel to be an independent woman right now?
I'm loving it because I feel like a young child in Disneyland. I can just run around and do anything I want. I feel like I kind of got this job by just being in this neighborhood. I was doing real estate and doing marketing for a real estate company. And the moment I met David, he kept saying, I'm going to poach you. I'm going to take you. You have to work for me. And then I was like, what? Design? Like, I didn't know much about design, to be honest. But I studied art and I know what I like. And it would be the technical part of design. So I I kind of fell into it, as they say. I was open to it. I was not fulfilled last year with what I was doing. And I kind of asked Spirit for a more fulfilling job where I was excited about going to work. And honestly, I have a little cold and I'm still here.
Yeah.
I love running to
I
work.
appreciate.
Yeah. And my job ended at the other position. The company closed down. And then
Be careful what you ask for.
Exactly. Like things, and it was really scary.
Yeah.
So I told David, I said, I'm free now. And then he wasn't hiring at the time. And then I talked to a couple other people from the chamber, and then they introduced me to a designer. I worked with another designer, happened to be a designer, and it worked out because he worked in the hotel and hospitality industry.
Good. Yeah.
So I learned that. I did marketing for him. I learned that. And then by the time David was and it was a part-time position, I needed full-time. And then David was available. He's like, I'm hiring. And I said, well,
sign me up.
Yeah, sign me up.
I love it.
Yeah.
So let's go back to, you said, I asked Spirit. So would you say yourself, are you religious? Do you follow a religion?
I follow Buddhism.
Okay.
Doctrine.
Love
I
Buddhism.
wouldn't call it
You're not a
religion.
Buddhist.
I wouldn't call it a religion.
Okay.
Because that gets scary, and I don't want to separate myself with other religious sectors.
Yep.
Because I do believe in Jesus' words.
Okay.
I followed Christianity for a while, but again, it was when I was in church, it was so segregated and felt like it was us against the rest of the world. I don't want that. I think it's about us together
as humans,
human beings, unity consciousness. So I really believe in that, and I studied Reiki. That's another thing I do.
Reiki?
And Reiki has been really amazing for me. And I've read a lot of Buddhist books, and I love that it's a practice versus a religion. You practice being kind. You practice being, and it's ongoing. It never stops. You practice honing the art of giving to others, and so it's a beautiful culture. I do study it and learn from two Buddhist monks. They have their own space. Are
they here?
Nuns. Yeah, they're in Burbank. They
cool.
kind of found me. I was hospitalized. A friend brought them to pray for me, and after that, they became really good friends. They're wonderful. They practice like a Korean style of Buddhism, but they've been very generous and kind. One of the women is actually Iranian.
Oh, cool.
She was the daughter of a wealthy Muslim man, and she eloped with a Korean engineer.
Ooh,
when she was 18.
Ooh, ballsy.
Right? I love her. And she lived in Korea for 4 years, and she practiced Buddhism. Now she's here. Her husband has passed, and she's a nun.
And now she's sharing her gifts with others.
Yeah, and it's so cool. And then her other friend is also Korean, and the two of them have brought so much joy and love to people. And they teach what they have learned, and they practice it here. Yeah, I learned
So when
a lot.
you say I check in with Spirit, tell me more about that. What does that mean to you?
I have always meditated, and I meditated some more when I had my health issues, and I always ask, like when I sit with myself and I ask for the next step.
The next best step. Oh my God, we are so aligned. I love you.
I love you too.
So
You're
great.
So sweet.
We met for a reason.
There you go.
Y'all, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
I love that. So I have another podcast I did last week with a shaman. Well, she's more than a shaman. She's a healer.
Listened.
Yes, you listened. And you commented.
She's amazing.
Bless her heart. We love Marie Z.
Yeah.
Like, she's amazing. So I'm just now learning about my chakras and all that great stuff.
And I signed up. I'm so excited.
Oh, good. Oh,
yeah.
Okay, good. You're gonna love it to get a reading from Marie Z. Yeah, that's really, really great. That's good. Oh, I love it. Okay, good. So I would imagine that brings you peace.
Yeah, definitely.
I've read a few Buddhism books and I loved it, and I did relate to that more than anything as well. I agree with you on that. I love that. And then a little bit of everything, but I agree as well. We are all together. Like walking here and walking by a homeless person, to me, is like we are not doing what we're supposed to be doing.
Exactly.
We're all connected.
Right.
And if we are not taking care of,
it hurts my heart.
It hurts my heart. I had to move from San Diego because it hurt my heart so much.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I couldn't do it. It was every single day, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And here they're in sections.
Mhm.
So it helps my heart a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I do believe, this is my belief and my work in the world. I believe women feeling worthy of wealth, we will all come together and change this country, then change the world, because we do not need to have starving children and homeless people anywhere. We could
Yeah.
actually fix all of this, eradicate
It's-
hunger
yeah.
in 10 years if we all put our mind together.
Maybe even faster.
Maybe even faster,
It's if more people were involved.
Yep.
If everybody had the unity consciousness. I always say that.
Oh, I like that word,
Yeah,
unity
you-
consciousness.
I love to say that a lot because I feel like the more we say, the more it becomes a
Yes.
real thing.
Unity
It manifests.
consciousness. I love that.
Yeah, like instead of saying what religion are you or what do you practice, I
Yeah.
practice unity consciousness. I
Yes.
don't want to separate myself from everyone else. I'm not better or worse, and maybe I had better circumstances
Yep.
than that homeless person. I don't know what they went through, if they
It
were
doesn't matter.
abused or whatever
Yep.
that their situation was, delivered to them.
Yep.
And that's how they, how they reacted based on
What their tools were,
Yeah.
what they were given.
And when I drove down, what you said, drove down Topanga today, and then at the intersection where the beach PCH, I saw a homeless man. It was fries, and he was trying to eat it, and it was just all I could do was pray. I just prayed for him.
Yeah.
Because you could definitely see that the torment in his face and his
Yeah.
body, that he was just mentally unhealthy.
Yeah.
And so what do we do about that? That's my biggest question. How do we change? I feel like social media, a lot of the movies, that's why I never watch horror films. I studied
Yep.
film, but I don't recommend watching horror films. I don't know if you hate me, I'm okay with that. But
Everyone's different. We have
about
to
it.
respect everyone.
Yeah, think about it though. When you no, but you have to realize the psychology part of it with the eyes, the moving pictures. When you see fear, your mind doesn't know the difference about reality versus fantasy, and your mind and body registers those scary things as real in your body, and it shows itself through manifestation, through mental health issues. Maybe not today, but if you keep watching scary movies or put yourself in danger, and it will affect you. And I think there's not enough information. People are not sharing enough about that.
I agree. So when my kids were growing up, I was coming into that knowledge at that time. And I just was watching the TV and the video games and everything. We were divorced, so I couldn't control what happened on every other weekend, unfortunately.
Right.
And they do have ramifications from movies that they did see at a young age.
Yeah.
So I know it's absolutely real because
It's
my
very- yeah.
kids absolutely did it.
Yeah.
And then the video games. I believe that they're seeing death and
Yeah.
movies and everything's very different. With that said, I mean, I'm with you on that. I'm normally not anything anger, any of that stuff. But right now I am. I'm watching
Yeah.
Game of Thrones with my daughter.
I like
and-
Game of Thrones.
You do, I am, and it's so
I love
violent.
world creation, but I hate the violence.
So I don't normally. So they're fast forwarding
Yeah.
through all the violence part for me because I
Yeah.
love the characters and I love badass women, of course.
Yeah.
Like I loved Spanish Princess. Nobody talks to it about it, but I loved it. But yeah, so I totally, absolutely understand and agree with you
Yeah.
on that because we're not
Well,
talking
war
about it
is
enough.
has been part of our culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm talking about the things
Horror
with fangs and
Fangs. Yeah. No, I
and
totally
blood
get that.
and gore with the guts and weird.
Yeah. And some of it's too real, which I applaud the film. I mean, we're here in LA, so I applaud the film industry and I applaud their craft of that.
Right.
And at the same time, I would not be able to act into,
Right.
I wouldn't be able to do that type of show.
Yeah.
I love how we spin off on so many different topics here. I hope you're all enjoying this. So let's go back to, let me see, your spirit guide. Okay. Entrepreneurship, having control over your life. That is amazing. I feel that now. Let me ask you, how do you help your daughter become more of who her authentic self is? Because everybody has their own path, right?
Yeah.
And we're controlling mothers.
Yeah.
Now we're controlling single moms, right? We
Yeah.
try to control what's happening with that, but then we have to let it go and let spirit handle it, let their life. Why are they on this planet? They have their own path, which is not easy. But how do you help her become more of who she is?
She's very intelligent, thank God, and she makes a lot of good decisions already on her own. And when I do see her make decisions in haste or think about, when we're angry, or that's when we need to help our kids make good decisions, because I think when we're angry we make decisions in haste and it doesn't pay off in the long run. And so those are the issues that I help her with. Otherwise, thank God, she's very smart. I don't have to tell her to go study. I don't have to.
She's almost her own adult now.
She is. She's always been like that. She was born like that.
Yeah.
It's just scary. In the beginning, it was annoying because I would buy her cute outfits and I couldn't put it on her because she had to decide. And she was only a year and a half. She had to decide.
Oh my God, you were gonna die.
Yeah.
My daughter Journey's the exact same way. She had to wear the
really?
red sparkly Dorothy shoes
To everything.
every day, all day long. Like she put her. I was done.
Yeah.
Like she dressed herself. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. That means that they're creative.
Yeah, it was scary because she had the dresser that goes all the way to the top, and I would have a lot of stuff in the top, and then she would climb it
To get it
to the top, and I was like, I'm like, okay, what's your favorite clothes? And I would put it in the first two drawers so she could just pull it and open it. I learned to be a better the parent she needed me to be.
Oh, those are great words. I learned to be the parent she needed me to be.
Yeah, because I cannot push her to be what I want.
Every child is different as well. So if you grew up in a household of siblings and you felt that you were treated differently, there's a reason for that. Because each child is disciplined differently, understands and learns differently, and we need to be different parents for them.
Yeah.
That is such an amazing statement. I absolutely agree with you on that. I love that.
Thank you.
Okay, let's show this beautiful painting here behind us.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to show this here.
We had an art show for her. She has all her art here. The colorful one is
It's raining in LA, y'all.
The black and white are by a person by Jonathan Sestoque, and he is Colombian. Very but this is Julie Markfield, and so the whole showroom is filled with her art. Every couple months. It's beautiful. Yeah.
So if they wanted to purchase something like this of Julie, they would come here.
They would come here or contact us on our Instagram, B David Levine.
B David Levine on Instagram.
Or my email, which would be my first name, anahita@bdavidlevine.com. I would love to help with that.
Awesome.
Show the rest of the
amazing. Let me see if I can turn this around without muting, because my wire gets a little crazy. So it's raining in LA. Sorry, yeah.
It's raining.
Right. Hallelujah. So this is the showroom. This is only one side of the showroom. They have a whole other side that I'm not going to move my computer to, but I love the chandeliers.
So all the chandeliers are made in Italy. David loves Italy and Italian design. And we just started carrying Belgium furniture also. So all of the crystals that you see, they're Murano handmade crystal glass. Even this right here, this lamp.
Oh, I love that lamp.
Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, these are all hand curated Murano glass. And we're really excited because we work with ultra talented designers, and we have added hospitality to our repertoire. We were
talk about that.
Yeah. So first of all, David was mostly. So we're a full service design service company. So we have architects who we can design your home from scratch to building the walls and.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And the smart solution, that's what's happening right now.
What does that mean? I'm not smart.
You are very smart, but smart solution would be like everything. Like we have a couple of different companies that work with us. They use, where everywhere you can have access to internet, smart solution for your lighting. You can say, turn off the lights and it turns off. It's a lot more intricate and involved. So
like
all
they do on all the movies and stuff. Yeah.
So all the jacks and everything has to go on after they put the foundation in. So right in the beginning, we could do all that for you, and all the way to getting Italian antique tiles and antique furniture, 18th century furniture. We have access to that, all the way to brand new products from all over the
So
world.
you could really pull a whole house together starting
Yes.
from scratch and
Yes.
really make it your own.
Yeah,
Or my own, but you can do it.
exactly. And then no price range is too low. We work with everybody, but I feel like luxury. David always talks about luxury being a state of how you comfort.
Yes.
You know, when you're comfortable in your own home, that's luxurious. It does. Your couch could be $2,000. It could be $100,000. But it's the comfort level, the aesthetics when you walk in, and you feel amazing when you walk into your home. And you can start slow. And once this is a game changer. Once you change one aspect of your home, and it brings you so much healing and so much comfort, then you elevate as a human being.
100%. I love my space. And people who've experienced past trauma, which I'm sure you can relate to,
Yes.
we need to control our surroundings in order to keep our state vibrating high. Like I need to control my surround. Like I need, like if, like my kids when they came home and when people come up, like, you got a smile coming in the house.
Right.
How's it going? Good morning. Good night. Like I need a.
You say
positive
hello
vibe.
to the house?
Yes.
Is that what you? Oh, my
And
grandma
to each
used.
other.
Okay, my
Well-
grandmother used to do when we would walk in when we were out, and then we would walk into the house. She would say hello house if the
Yeah.
house was empty,
Yeah.
because she believed in that.
I do.
The spiritual being of the home.
I love it. I
Yeah.
did it because I had animals. And then
Right.
when I didn't have animals, I was still doing it. And I'm like, oh, I'm talking to the house now.
Yeah,
But I love that. And I
Yeah.
love to be able to
that's such a great thing
keep
to
that
do.
going. Yeah,
I
because that's
love
your
that.
space.
Yeah, I love that you do that too. I thought we were the crazy people.
No, we're all crazy here. That's why we
Good.
connected. Crazy connectors. I love it.
Great.
I love it. I love that. So tell me about the Thursday mornings. This is how I met. Well, I met you at the chamber.
Right.
But then she invited me to the Thursday morning. So tell me how you guys started that and why.
It was after the pandemic, and this company has been open since before the pandemic, and then there was a lot of issues going on, and so what happened was that not a lot of people knew about us right after
Sure.
the pandemic. So they started this coffee clutch, which in German I believe it means gossip and coffee.
Gossip and coffee. Coffee clutch. I love that.
Yeah. And then the group that gets together and has coffee. We have amazing pastries that we
It's
get.
a full spread, y'all. It's
Yeah.
a full spread.
Yeah, and
It's
it's usually
so nice.
10:30 to 1, but it's 1:30. People are still here.
Yes, they
So
are. If
people
you can hear that in the
stay
background.
and hang out. David is very hospitable. We're all very hospitable. We love having connections, and a lot of designers, architects, they come and they purchase their products for their next projects from us. And we sit together. We have a lot of tables. We sit and we go through the different catalogs. Like everything we have here, it's 1/1,000,000th of all the catalogs that we have. We have catalogs and catalogs of outdoor
I want to
furniture.
do that one day then.
You need to come in.
That would
you
be
need
so
to
fun.
learn. It's just a learning process, and everything is bespoke, meaning like you can choose a different color. You can
Because you have direct access to the designers.
yes to
Oh,
the
I love that.
actual makers of even the glass, all the glass
I love glass.
sculpture.
Yeah.
You can choose the size, you can choose the color, you can it takes 2 months because they're made in Italy, but we get them here. They do air shipping, which is only 4 to 5 days, and so it's wonderful.
There's so much here that I love.
Yeah,
I mean, even this couch. This couch
This
is
couch
amazing.
is
You guys can't see
gorgeous.
this couch, but oh my God, it's like a
it's beautiful.
tan velour, like a rust
Yeah.
goldy,
You
shimmery
can show it
velour.
maybe after.
Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Yeah, I'll put a
Yeah.
picture on the Facebook page. Yeah, it's so nice. I love that. So everybody comes to I've only been once and then today, but oh my gosh, I met a guy that does stained glass domes. Like that's
Yeah.
what he does, right?
I love that guy.
Oh
He
my God,
came
he's
with
so
his mom a
great.
couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like everybody does different things. And then at first I felt guilty because I know it's not a good feeling to have
Mhm.
and it's useless 100%. But I'm like, this beautiful spread, and I'm not in the market to shop right now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why am I here? And
Right.
they don't care. The designers literally want to share their knowledge with you and for you guys to have this open to us. And I love vision boards and I love wish lists, and I'm putting all those things in my
Take
vortex.
pictures, put it in
right?
your vision board. Yeah.
So this would be good. So go to your local designer, wherever you're at, find David and go to his showroom and create your vision board. Because I would buy this. I would buy this couch.
Yeah,
I love the gold bowl.
that piece is done by Sergio.
I love it. It's a big
Sergio Villa.
fuzzy
Yeah,
chair.
and he connects. He's a a furniture designer. He connects with a fashion designer, so it's two people, and they bring fashion into furniture. So it could be a sculpture, but then it's a usable. It's a functional.
That is
sculpture.
so me. I love that.
Yeah.
Because I love functional.
Functional sculpture.
Yes, and I'm
that
not-
way you don't have to clutter your home with a bunch of stuff.
And it looks
your furniture
amazing.
is the
Your
sculpture.
statements, yeah.
Your statements, yeah.
And even that couch,
Yeah.
like
Lovely.
purplish, my favorite. I love it.
Right?
I love
Yeah.
it.
That's David's favorite color, so everything here is purple.
That's my favorite color as well.
Yeah.
Okay, we have about 9 minutes left.
Oh,
I don't see David, so he probably didn't come today.
yeah, they didn't.
Right?
Make it.
Okay, so
he
we
was
were-
on his way.
So
And,
and the rain is going to stop everyone. Like I don't even want to leave now because
Yeah.
it's like pouring.
He did call. but,
Okay.
I
Well,
think
you
he's
can
on
go
his
ahead.
way.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We
Yeah.
can always come back. We're happy to
we
do
can
that.
have another meeting just
Yep.
with David. That would be wonderful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you okay. So I'm thinking now about coming in and creating your whole house. And
Yeah.
you said that,
You have land and you want a blueprint, come to us. We could start from scratch and build you your dream home.
now what happens if it's someone like myself that knows no fashion? I know nothing about interior design. In fact, my friend Brenda did my whole house when I moved in 2006.
Wow.
And she was awesome. And that was the last time I spent a nice chunk of money designing my home.
Mhm.
And now I've been scaling back, so I haven't done that.
Yeah.
So for me, how do you help find what I truly want?
Okay. What we do is we have an appointment with you, 30 minutes over the phone first, to figure out what the project is and your budget and what you're looking to do. And then the second appointment is we meet you at your home. The first phone call is free of charge. It's complimentary.
Nice.
The second, and then when we come to your home and we have to look at what you have, and we try to work with what you currently have and how we can bring it back to life. Because we believe in creating a space that's, like you said, because 2006, it's been a while. So we want to create a space where that you don't have to change it for the next 10 years or so.
That's what that was perfect for me. I literally had that until I had that for 10 years.
Wow.
I had it for 10 years
Nice.
and I didn't move too much around. Like,
Yeah. So for the next 10 years, you have a perfect space where you feel comfortable. You can just come home,
Yeah.
put your keys on the mantle or wherever you put them, and
Yeah.
then put your feet up, relax, and enjoy your home.
I love that. And I have all my clients because I do believe that everything has energy.
Yeah.
And so old school, if you still get mail, which I
Yeah.
still do, when you go to get the mail and that you bring it in the house, I always have a beautiful bowl or a beautiful plate right by the door
Yeah.
that I put my mail in.
Yeah.
So that I'm telling my mail that I love it. Because come on, let's face it, it's bills, right? It's expenses.
Yeah.
It's not always the best news. In fact, 90% of the news is not good. So we take that mail, we put it in something that we love. So now we're attaching love to that mail. And then we all have a money date once a week. You sit down and you go through that mail and you stay organized. But
I like that money
right,
date.
money date.
I love that.
So we fall in love with money.
Yeah.
We fall in love with our finances. And on a date, you show up as your best self, right? You take a shower, you might shave some things, and you're feeling comfortable, right? So that's what we do with our money. We are respecting our money, honoring it, our wealth, our finances, and we're loving it. So we sit down. I do comfy, I either do Friday night or Sunday night, and then I'll go through my stuff. I'll open my computer. My spreadsheet is purple because it's my favorite color. So it's all purple
Good.
and pink. So when I open up my stuff, I love it. And I want to attach joy and happiness to everything that has a dollar sign.
Wow.
So everything in my purse is always organized with the credit cards and money and all of that because it makes me feel good and it makes me feel happy. My purse never sits on the floor as I put it on a chair over here.
I learned about that.
Yes.
I told my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, she's like, why didn't I know that? She loves money. She's like, and she's not shy, but she's like, how come I never knew this? And she picked up her purse from the floor, put it on the couch. She's like, this is outrageous. I can't believe you ladies never told me.
Oh, she's so cute.
She's adorable. She went on a rant. She was like really angry.
She was dang mad that someone didn't tell her.
She was mad. She was dang mad, right?
I love it. So if you put your purse on the floor, you're telling money and basically everything in your purse that you don't respect it and you don't honor it.
Right.
So always go get a purse hook So get a purse hook. And now everywhere we go pretty much has purse hooks around,
Right.
but always on the back of a chair or in its own separate chair. Now, if you're the ladies that spend $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $10,000 on purses,
Wow. Yeah.
you're already doing this. And if you
Yes.
don't, damn, that
You can't put that purse on the
that
floor.
purse needs a chair.
Yeah.
You're spending hundreds, thousands of dollars
Right.
on your purses. Those
Yeah.
purses need a chair for sure. I've
For
not
sure.
done that yet. We'll see how it goes. I do love Louis Vuitton, so that might
I
happen
know.
one of these
Well,
days. But
it will.
it will. But and we want to make sure that we're telling our money that we respect it and that we honor it and we want more. We're trying to attract. Here's a question for you.
Yes. Go for
What
it.
would you say to money if it walked into the door right now?
I love you. Come more. Come back.
Bring your friends.
Bring your friends. Yeah.
I love that. So I hope you all can hear the joy in her voice when I said that.
Yeah.
If you say that to yourself and I say, what would you say if money walked into the door right now? And if you have any negativity or any gut wrenching feeling, anything at all, that's what we heal. So check out Rock My Finances or go to rock.com because I have a membership right now. I have a monthly membership. It's very inexpensive until the 1st. However, it's going to be going on forever. So if you hear this 10 years down the road, I'll still be doing it. So check it out. And we heal any negativity around that feeling of money because we want you to enjoy it. We want you to have a good time. And
Right.
I love your comment. But
Aw.
bring in all your friends. I love that.
Come back.
I love
bring
it.
everybody. Bring the whole gang.
Bring the whole gang.
Bring the crew.
Okay, we have 3 minutes left. So, what would you want to share with? You have so much education. You've done so much schooling.
Yeah.
Single mom now, went through a divorce, right?
Yes.
Okay. And moved from Iran to here, had past traumas like a lot of us.
Yeah.
I did as well. I don't know. You probably don't even know my story. You
You
do?
told me at the event.
Oh,
which
okay,
was
good.
Devastating.
Okay.
I-
So we all, when
Yeah.
we go through crap and we have trauma,
Yeah.
and now here we are today as amazing independent women, happy and joyous every
Right.
day. What would you share to anyone that maybe was unexpected that you learned?
Huh.
That's a good question, huh?
You're never too young to invest.
Ooh.
I feel like I should have invested way younger.
Yep.
And actually, it was in middle school that my math teacher wrote on the board, and he said, if you save $30 a month, starting, I would think I was 13 at the time. From now, by the time you're 30, you'll have $1 million. So I still believe that. I wish more people taught their children that. A lot of people. I would talk about money with my kids. I would definitely teach them about money, and not to resist it. Because even my daughter, I feel like when I talk to her about money, she is very resistant. She says, "Oh, why do you talk about money?" And she has that.
Because it stresses her.
It stresses her. And
Yeah.
I think, when she's not, I don't know. I don't want to blame her dad for it or myself. I don't know. It's a combination
It is
of the
what
both
it
of
is.
us.
Right.
It's what
Whatever
it is.
she grew up with.
And I have no idea where it came from, but I see that she has a resistance.
So I am happy to have a free money breakthrough conversation with her.
I would love that.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
we
I didn't
would-
know you talk to kids about this
I
stuff.
absolutely do.
I
And
love it.
parents bring me their
Yay.
children when they get their first job and they say, what the hell is this check? Why are they taking all my money? What is
Yeah.
taxes? How does that work? It's like my daughter's not going to listen to me at all.
Yeah.
She's actually
But they
in
listen
finance
to
with
other
me as well.
professionals.
But they're going to listen to other professionals
Yeah.
as well. So yeah, I'm happy to do that.
It's with everything. When I talk about fashion, I studied fashion as well for a while, and I was in the retail industry for a long time. So if I talk to her about fashion, she's like,
Because
disgusting.
it's just parents.
It's ugly.
It doesn't matter
But
who
then
you
her
are.
best friends tell her, "Oh, mom, your mom is the most fashionable of all the moms."
Right?
But her friends say it, but
Yeah.
she will never.
Yeah, my daughter's friends love me. That's awesome. Oh,
Right.
Anahita.
I
You are
love
so
you.
amazing.
You're
Thank you so much for coming
wonderful.
on.
Thank you.
So join us again next week and comment below. We will go back and comment. Come to the showroom. Contact Anahita if you want to talk about anything because
Thank
she's amazing.
you. And I'm gonna post this
Yeah.
on my YouTube channel.
Oh,
I
okay.
have one. It's Anahita TV. I talk about intuition.
There you go. We love our intuition. Awesome.
Yes.
All right, y'all have an amazing day.
Bye. Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you joining us today, and don't forget to subscribe to the Rock My Finances YouTube channel for more engagement and bonus content. Tell me, what is your money story? Let's find out with Jennifer, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, every Thursday right here on K4HD Radio and Talk4 TV. It's not about the zeros, it's about the F word, feelings. Feelings Jennifer can't wait to explore with you next week. Until then, let's all say, I rock my finances.